Well, I got an interesting one. It says, are you Natty? Will you ever use gear?
Wait, what? Hello guys, welcome back to another video of Brown Barbell Club. Today we are back with another video, but today we will not be doing any review, we will not be sharing anything else, but we will be doing an Instagram Q&A. If you guys have been following our Instagram, you guys would have known that we have put up like Instagram stories where we ask people if you want to know about any questions. If you are not following the Instagram, you should. To make this video more interesting, I have not seen the questions so far. Herman at the back of the camera, he will be throwing off the questions to me and I will be answering them, so it should be interesting. Let's get started.
Okay, so the first question is, what made you feel so connected to make gym a part of your life?
The two reasons we started going to gym was general strength, and the second one was mental health. There's no other way we can keep both things up without going to gym, so that's the reason we make sure that gym is an integral part of our life.
The next one is pretty much a follow-up question for this. The question is, how do you keep up with the daily routine for your gym? Any tips which will help to stay disciplined?
I'm glad you said discipline and not the motivation. Motivation is only for a short period of time. How we stay disciplined? Two things. The first one is accountability and the second thing is progress. In accountability, we make a simple plan and we make sure that we stick to that plan. And over the time, once we start hitting those simple plans and make sure everything is in place, we get disciplined over time. And the second thing is progress. Once you start hitting all the plans that you have planned for yourself and get some progress, you will have a motivation or discipline to stay in shape.
So the next one is, it's a funny one. Do you know कित्थे है Jatt da Muqbala?
I think Jatt da Muqbala is Jatt itself. It's always you versus you, not the other person.
Oh, this is an interesting one. How much should you drink every day?
I don't think you should be drinking every day, but you can drink along with the fitness, but in moderation. You can do everything, but make sure that is in moderation.
So he's asking, you call yourself strongman or powerlifter?
Well, that's an interesting one. We enjoy both sports. We enjoy doing powerlifting and strongman. Currently, we have not done any competition in both the sports, so we will call ourselves only the lifter of the things.
Well, I see a lot of questions about garage gym, so let's kind of dig through those real quick.
Yeah, sure.
First one is, how can you train in so cold weather, bro?
It's very difficult, trust me. As I said, you need to be accountable to whatever you are doing in your gym. 3 tips I can give you. The first one is buy a room heater and make sure to turn it on around 2 hours before your workout. The second thing is make sure to wear double layer of clothes. The third thing is keep your rest periods short so that you can keep your body warm throughout the workout.
Okay, the next one pretty much follows up. Any garage gym setup tips, and when is the garage gym tour coming?
If you are starting the gym from scratch, I would advise you to buy a squat rack, one barbell, some weight, and one bench. Make sure that bench is adjustable so that you can do some incline presses as well. That is more than enough to get you started. But if you want a garage gym tour, let me know in the comments. We will bring that video for you.
Now let's start talking about programs. The first question is, do you still use Calgary Barbell Programs?
No, we are not using Calgary Barbell Program anymore. We have started doing our own programming from last 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
Okay, the next follow-up question is, how can you learn programming by yourself? Any tips?
Well, there are multiple resources online to learn how to do the programming by yourself. The mainly I have seen is Reactive Training System emerging classes. If you are a beginner, I would advise you to run all the programs that are on liftwall.com. Run the programs as it is and try to understand why they have prescribed certain rep ranges and the certain RP. Once you understand, you can jump and write your own program for yourself based on your needs. Once you are intermediate, you can enroll yourself into RTS ES classes and you can work from there.
Well, I got an interesting one. It says, are you Natty? Will you ever use gear?
Yes, we are natural. We are not using any PEDs. The main goal that we started the gym was to improve our general strength. And we are still able to do it, and we still think there's a lot of room to grow and by staying natural. And I don't think if you are a beginner or intermediate that you should be using any PEDs. Just to clear, we don't have any issue with anyone who is using the PED. To your question, yes, we are natural and we don't have any plans to move on to any gear. But that was an interesting question.
Okay, let's dive into competition. The first question is how to choose competition and how to choose the federation.
So I'm assuming you don't have any competition under your belt. If you are a beginner or if you are looking to compete in a powerlifting or any strongman competition, I would advise you to compete in any local meet that's happening in your city. You don't have to like fly back to states or another province or anywhere to get your first competition experience. Plan wherever your friends are planning to compete, just compete there, get some experience, and from once you have some sort of like experience for the competition, then you will find more information about the federations that offers more competition, and then you can choose the federation as well. But I don't think you should be focusing on any like a particular federation.
And how would you choose a weight class for your competition?
I would say weigh yourself, find the weight classes for that meet, find that range, and if you fall in that range, that's your weight class. One tip I would give you is don't cut weight, just enjoy your meet.
Let's talk a little bit about equipment before we go into supplementation.
Yeah.
So the first question for equipment is, what is the best starter barbell?
Best starter barbell, I think you can start with any power bar. You don't have to buy any deadlift bar or any Ohio power bar. We have done some reviews about Belts of Steel power bar and Synergy powerlifting bar. It does have discount code as well if you want to buy. But I think any power bar offered by any company should be good for you.
Now let's talk a little bit about supplements. So the question is, supplements for a regular guy who just wants to be strong.
You should just focus on your training. Make sure you are eating enough. And somehow if your food, whatever you are consuming at home, it lacks some nutrients like protein or carbs, I would advise you to get those supplements. But I think most of the starter supplement stack anyone can get after starting out is whey protein, creatine. That should be good enough.
But isn't creatine a drug?
I don't know, like that's what my mom thinks, but I don't think so. It's a drug.
Okay, let's talk about the protein. Someone asked, what's the best whey protein?
Any whey protein, any whey isolate protein. Don't go for brands and don't go for those protein which doesn't have any sugar, any carb. It's okay if they have 2 to 3 grams of carbs. It's okay if they have 2 to 3 grams of sugar. That's all right. Don't kill yourself for that, those 2-3 grams.
Last question before we go into another section. There's few people who asked, how can they gain weight? They can't join gym and they're having trouble gaining weight.
I think if you're looking at gaining weight, of course, I would always advise you to gain muscle so that your muscle weight starts increasing and your body weight increases as well. Of course, you need to be in calorie surplus, which means whatever you are burning during the day, doesn't matter if you are not working out or if you are working out, you have to be in consistent calorie surplus for those days, for weeks, for months. And this is how you gain muscle and you gain weight. We will bring videos about what is difference between fat loss, weight loss, and the muscle loss and the muscle gain. But as of now, I would say just eat more than whatever you are eating right now. A quick tip would be to add additional meal or just increase the amount of carbs that you are eating in your meals. So for example, if you are eating 300 grams of rice, just make it 400. If you are eating 3 meals or 4 meals, make it 5.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about YouTube. First and foremost, why YouTube?
Why not? Well, there are not many people out there who are beginners or intermediates who are logging their experience via YouTube. That's why we are doing it. And the second thing is most of the YouTubers are the elite lifters. So most of the people cannot relate. That's why we are sharing all our journey through our beginner phase or the intermediate phase or the first competition and how to choose competition so that you can relate.
Well, interesting, man. Any collab coming with any big YouTuber?
Nope, not right now. It's a small channel. We want to make sure that we are putting our content first. But if any big YouTuber like invite us, we will happy to join them.
There's some people who are asking if there will be beginner videos for about squatting or about mobility coming up in the future.
Yeah, we do have a plan to bring up a series for the people who just want to start the powerlifting because a lot of people can't relate like whatever they are doing in the gym right now, like bodybuilding stuff, how they can start the powerlifting or how they can incorporate the strongman movements. We do have plans to bring one powerlifting series and one strongman series in the future, hopefully next month.
Another quick question about the equipment. I really like this one. it says, would you go back and buy a full power rack instead of a folding rack?
No. I think I love it. The first reason we went with this one was space utilization. We have a 2 garage and we have 2 cars and we are in Alberta. At one point of time, there is no way that we can keep our loving cars outside. We have to bring them in. Yes, there are a lot of things that you can do with a full power rack, but we don't regret our decision and we will still be with the folding rack.
Any barbell maintenance tips, especially for the Canadian winters?
Oh, we do have a video coming up for this one, but for this video, I would say make sure to remove all the chalk after working out. Even if you're working out tomorrow, just make sure all the chalk from that barbell, wherever your hands were placed, is removed. We will bring that video soon.
Let's talk about the training techniques before we go into motivation. So a question came up, why do you train sumo deadlift and not conventional?
Well, main training style is conventional, but we do pull sumo only in pivot blocks. The main reason for that is to ensure that we are keeping the movement fresh. And the second thing is that we keep getting the stimulus from our training. If you want to know more, you can check out this video.
Let's touch bases on motivation. So the question is, how do you stay motivated and control cravings for unhealthy food?
I think we already answered the question for the motivation, but for the cravings, the one technique that we use, and my wife and our family members, they hate it, is that we don't buy that stuff in our house. If you don't have that stuff in your house, you will never eat it.
Okay, let's talk about how to get back to training after the gym reopens. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have that question.
Well, for that, make sure don't put the same weight that you used to put before lockdown. Second thing is try to do some more hypertrophy work, like with dumbbells or cable machines. The third thing will be start doing 5x5 on squat, bench and deadlift. You can do with lighter bar or maybe just with the bar itself. And the last one will be after 3 to 4 weeks, you can swing yourself into a training program.
All right, that's a wrap up. I rest my case.
All right, that was interesting. I want to thank everyone who took time and sent us questions via Instagram. Instagram handles are over here if you want to join. If you are not on Instagram and are on Facebook, we do have a Facebook group as well where you can ask the questions. I will link everything in the description. Make sure to check it out. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Till next video, be strong, stay safe.